I think that actually worked. I need to turn on my mic now. Alright, are we all... It wouldn't be an Icarus stream without technical issues. It's just how it is. Alright, I had to like go through everything, and now I need to figure out the game audio, because for some reason the game isn't playing me any audio, but I think that's internal. You could stop playing for me at least. It's possible that it's just it's the songs, but I like the music in the game. I think I really do. So this is the Civil War. Alright, so I can't hear music, but if you can hear music, then that is cool. Actually, let me go to my options because I need to hear the battle commands in game. In order to there we go. I need to be able to hear the gunfire and stuff for the game. This is the Civil War. So I did a little bit of the Revolution in another game. But so now it's time to remind the South that yes, the Union is powerful, and yes, we're gonna stay together. As you see, my home state of South Carolina is the perpetrator of the war. Montgomery, Alabama is... let me lower the audio then. I could also lower it in game. This is one of those games that like whenever you touch anything else, it closes. So it's kind of I have to constantly fight with it. But yes, my home state is the perpetrator of the war. Now I'm starting from the very beginning. I usually don't do this, but I want to do a full campaign, at least try to, as long as my game holds up. In terms of armies and everything will set up kind of on its own. At first, I think I see to start. America Divided, yes. What I need to do right now is go to my policies, projects. Well, AD, I will give you the chance to name a few of my units. So if you have a name for a division, go ahead and put it down so I can name a division for you. The Zaphod Beetlebrox. Oh, this would be great. I'm doing a mixture of funny names and real names. Like I was gonna do the New York Peppermint Patties, but then also do the Harlem Hellfighters. Both of which were actual. Well, the Peppermint Patties is well, we all know what the Peppermint Patties are. But the Harlem Hellfighters are a actual thing. Alright, see you soon, AD. I'm not sure next time you stream. I'm sure I'll run into you at some point. Okay. In about an hour? Okay, I'll probably raid you then, depending on how many viewers you have. I have low state support. I think that's coming from the South, though, because I still have southern states in my, So it's gonna be important, I think, for me. Logistics is good. I think logistics is gonna be the most important one for me. Training manuals. It's gonna be that, and I think I don't really need to worry too much about ships because I'm gonna dominate the South regardless. But repeating rifles, I should probably get those. Administration reform is really good. military, put some in industry, put a good bit in agriculture. That's fine. I essentially beat out the Confederates immediately, just because I am big old massive wee of the Union Army. I've never actually had Europe intervene. I also don't think I have any armies. This is really the point where you set up. I do auto manage for the buildings and railroads and stuff, just because I've learned how to do the politics and the finances of the game, but the buildings I'm still learning, and so I don't want to commit to a campaign. I don't want to commit to a full campaign without having that. What I can do is recruit out of we're gonna go with Ohio. And the reason I want to go ahead and do this is because when the war starts, I want to have an immediate push into, or an army defending Ohio. So I'm gonna have probably 3 units of 750. I'm essentially gonna make Ohio my bitch for now. Sorry, Ohio. Truly. Give them a cab unit too. Just a good couple thousand of. It's gonna take them, 13 days to get into the battle, or get into the world. But I'm going to assign them to oh, you can't move armies yet. Yeah, so that's gonna be my initial defense, or one of my holdings for Kentucky, because if the South manages to take Kentucky, Kentucky will secede. So I want to hold Kentucky. But the South is currently going through their own little shebang bang of we hit the Fed, which is honestly it's a pretty standard thing. Let me go and order some weapons. Not in production. I can only produce cannons. Okay, so there's not much I can do in terms of weapons right now, but that'll change. Do I want to create another army? I'm not actually gonna add the unit into Ohio, at least. Wisconsin. I can do one in Pennsylvania. I don't really need to do Pennsylvania. Illinois. So I can make a full like Illinois, Ohio fighting force. Arkansas is going to leave. Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia will all leave. The South, if they choose the Old Dominion, will move to Virginia for the capital. Otherwise, it sits in Alabama. It's another thing I don't necessarily agree with, because the first Confederate capital was Columbia, South Carolina. Kind of. I mean, South Carolina was the first state to secede. So I wish they did it in terms of the game. They did it when the South Carolina seceded, and if you didn't choose Old Dominion, you would make Columbia the capital, because that also makes the most sense. It's one of the more protected of the regions. And South Carolina being the first to secede, Columbia is a very, very, very important it's a very, very important city in terms of morale for the Confederacy. Once Columbia fell, I don't know if they ever actually did much fighting in the city. They fought in Charleston. Sherman blew up the entirety of Georgia from Atlanta. I think he marched from Chattanooga, went down Augusta, and then went into Savannah and basically burnt down everything there. Encircled the South Carolina and North Carolina because they were fighting in here. And then after Vicksburg and the separation between the West and the East, the war was over. If anyone's watching back and you see like 4 separate videos with the same name, it's because I had tech issues that I didn't know about, or I knew about it. My game is not the best when it comes to keeping this stuff together. What we're looking at in terms of policies, we've got 19 days. I always want to get military 1 just because I want to. Actually, let me look at so we have Southern King Cotton and industrialization. Actually, King Cotton is expected. So they don't have the Old Dominion, which is actually quite surprising. I think the first thing we do is administrative reform. I want to have the I want to speed up my policies, which you need to. I'm not going to be overly aggressive in the game. I think I set the South to be calm or mediocre. I think attack some spots. It's kind of how they were. They were very defensive. They were defensive. Think about a pity dear and all, but don't you do? You still cry out. A great song. It's the Irish Brigades song, and it truly is but the greatest bop. Are you at full strength yet? You are getting there. Let me send them to Howling Green. I can't even move units yet. Okay. I'll have to now raise a bunch of units when I play as a Confederacy in this, and I didn't do it on stream or anything. The Army of Ohio is. They have 1 year to essentially, for me. The Confederacy is doing funding, whereas I am doing military. I want to cap a lot of Virginia. I want to get I want to get West Virginia, because that's where they have coal mines and shit that I can take, which would be good for my war effort and my trains and such. real life situation. West Virginia did secede from the Confederacy, from Virginia, during the Civil War, because they were very, I don't want to fight. They didn't want to really, they were pretty 50-50 on whether or not they wanted to join the war or join the Confederacy. So they wound up having to, because Virginia left. And so when given the opportunity, they opted for secession. Greenville, this is a real place. Greenville now is a very big city. The three cities of South Carolina are Greenville, Columbia, and Charleston. So, interesting seeing where it used to be. Look at the Militia Act. I need to rush down to Militia Act 4. Legal blockade's another important one. This will decrease my trade with the in Europe, but ultimately, as the Union, you don't necessarily need to be the one to get European intervention. You really just need to prevent the South from getting it. I want to get guns before anything else. So I think I'm gonna wait. I might get sharps instead. I might actually go with the Sharps rifles, just because ammo is going to always be an issue in this game, and I do not want to have to deal with that. I could essentially take the Army of the Ohio immediately and start smacking around. I think that the Army of the Ohio I can rename it. Let's go. I'm essentially going to use them to there we go. I'm using them to bully the enemy. Burn shit down. Just some militia. I'll rename all the armies. I'll rename most of the units. Just because I want the chat be able to determine some names of units. Let's continue just to wait for the war to happen. I think in terms of policies, I am pretty much set. I just need to wait for some of this stuff to... King corn's important. Fort Sumter's currently going on. I didn't think about the Raiders so far. Economy, that's all fine. Fort Sumter is going to fall apart, just like it did in real life. I can go ahead and get Yeah, this was super suspicious. Something that also actually happened. The reselling of arms is a very, very popular, very, very common thing. And the war starts. Let's go.
See our lovely South desolated by the demon of war. Alexander Stephens, Vice President of the Confederate States of America. Chapter 2: The Demon of War. The election of Abraham Lincoln, an anti-slavery Republican, as the 16th President of the United States was the last straw, triggering secession. One by one, Southern slave states declared secession from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America, led by President Jefferson Davis. This secession ignited the inevitable escalation, with fruitless efforts to still find a political compromise falling on deaf ears. Advocates of armed insurrection and fire eaters roam the states with steel in their eyes, and the public is aroused to volunteer, to fill the ranks, to quell the rebellion, and to preserve the Union or to secure independence from it. Following open hostilities, President Lincoln's militia call for 75,000 volunteers for 3 months' service, sparks incredulous protest and loud outcry among the southern states. And these sparks set on fire the irreversible. More states secede. Now it's war.
So Fort Sumter was a very interesting position. Let me finish the video, but then I'll talk about Fort Sumter.
Soon, the largest armies seen on American soil muster, drill, and prepare for war. A war that is to be neat, short, and limited. The whole matter would be settled by Christmas. But a dark shadow would loom over the growing and inexperienced armies. Without a swift and decisive blow from the very offset of the war, there's every chance of a long, confused, and disorganizing civil war, and even foreign powers may feel a desire to take a hand therein. The time is ticking for the newborn Confederacy. The Union must act. The demon of war has awakened.
Okay, so when it comes to Fort Sumter, it's not given a lot of the attention I think it's supposed to. The reason for that, let me turn off the fucking music. The Union didn't fire back ever, actually, at the southern ships. For anyone who doesn't know, Fort Sumter sits outside of South Carolina. It's right here. And when the South went out and took it and grabbed it, it was ultimately, it's what sparked it. But it's also a sign of the Union not essentially wanting to fight. The wife of the commander in charge of the Union defense at Fort Sumter actually tried to fire the cannons herself, and was subsequently removed from doing so. So very, very quickly, the war had it showed how the Union didn't really want to do it, but they still did. They still did well. They fought a lot of losing battles because the Confederates were on defense. So there's a lot of in-depth you can go to when it comes to the offset of the war, but I'm not going to dig too much of it. Let me set up my army now. So the Western radios are essentially going to get the Department of Ohio. Let me see where everything is. Okay, I only want. So the Western Raiders are gonna start. Cancel order. Thought I was moving them. They're gonna rush to Lexington. Let me get. Okay. Tennessee? I still have Tennessee? Do I? No, but I get a lot of volunteers from Tennessee. Tennessee. So let's go and jump on the Tennessee bandwagon. We're gonna get some more from Ohio. We're gonna bring McClellan back, and he's gonna go into the West. I like having larger units. In case you were wondering why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Much easier to control. I just need an art. Correct me. No, I need another infantry one. We're gonna take it from Iowa. Actually, no. I need to wait for some of my policies to be enacted before I build. The Army of the Shenandoah is pretty weak. All the armies are going to be extremely weak. I don't want to get too many units though. The Guard is. They're going to be really strong. I want the first 3 months of the war of them just beating the piss out of the West. Exactly. The South really was like, wait a minute. We hate the North. Now, since you are in my chat, Dark Sage, you get to name one unit. You can choose any unit, artillery, cavalry, or infantry, and you get to give them the name. Because I am naming my units currently. I'm also renaming their army things. Like I got the Western Raiders. Also, Grant was a very, very good general. I think he's given a lot of shit. Which, I mean, he deserves some of it. So let's look at the. Where's Department of Pennsylvania? So there's Northwestern. So this is gonna be the. I'll worry about the main units later. All right, Thomas's brigade. Let me look back at chat because I have to rename this for someone that someone else wanted. Great unit name. I'm never gonna be able to remember that. Yes, Dark Sage, you have the unique privilege of naming one. As I recruit them, I'll keep asking chat to name it. I don't know if I can have a fake Robert E. Lee leading it, but I can. Hold on. Robert E. Lee. Okay, this is the closest I have. It's gotta be a guy with like a great mustache. An old guy. I think the commander's fine. I don't think I can. I think that's fine. But welcome to the Robert E. Ree. Let's go back to Pennsylvania then. Alright, where is this one from? They're from Pennsylvania. Some of these really don't need names yet because they're not going to be around for very long. But we have to keep the brave Robert E. No. It's the Robert E. Ree Army. Let's go ahead and hit him with Robert. Send fucking Robert at him. I'm gonna see if I can take parts of Virginia off the cuff. Here he comes, Robert E. Ree. Oh, that's great. I truly love it. It's hilarious. The South Carolina militia, they're moving. What happened to Ree? Where is General Ree? Start moving my navy. I don't have many naval squadrons if I need to rush Militia Act. Essentially, the most important thing I could do is the Emancipation Proclamation. Because that is gonna screw them up. Alright guys, we got them. They're coming. I'm gonna have Robert E. Ree. I can't actually name a squadron like the Confederate Defectors or something. There we go. It's the South Carolina Navy. Please tell me I'm already taking Alexandria. Laura Erie. Oh, they're fighting. We sank something. Get out of here, James River Squadron. Fuck you. So we get to watch us capture Oh, yeah, well, we only sunk one of them. But I think it's all that really matters. Stance, blockade. We don't want those bastards getting any. Let's take a look at the front lines. Are obviously. I should build a little army just to kind of come take this part. Yeah, why are you pissed? It's war. I think we'll be fine in terms of taking a lot of this stuff. Jefferson Davis. I wish I should have created a general for that. Jefferson Davis. Oh, North Carolina lost one. Come here, North Carolina. We're coming. We destroyed the only North Carolina ship. That's the one who retreated from Virginia. We got him twice. Oh man, that's really bad for them. Let's go. First battle of the war. I've got to fight it myself, obviously. I can't let the AI fight. I can't, like... I might have the ability to crush the army of the Shenandoah before it forms. Which would be amazing, obviously. I'm obviously on the attack, though. Yeah, the news really is just like, oh my god, people are dead. And you're like, yeah, it's kind of how it works. I thought when I sunk the Confederate Navy that everyone survived. I thought everyone lived. I really need to get good guns kind of off the cuff, but I want to wait a little. I have the time to wait until my industry builds up and I can get really good guns. And then I'll just produce so many of those. Lincoln was running around like a madman across Washington, D.C., trying to come drum up support, trying to sign any orders, trying to work with diplomats. Lincoln had a horrible job, Civil War. It's the worst thing you could. He is known as essentially the person who failed to keep the Union together. Holy shit! This is a defensive battle. There is no fucking way. That makes this insultingly easy. Say we line up on the hill. I'm gonna keep this guy in the back just because he has the least amount of men. Because I hate him. Fuck you. I want to see the South kind of march, but the South has a cavalry division. I'm killing those guns. Those guns aren't gonna stay. I want to shoot stupid. Wait. Playing Grand Tactician in the Civil War, but in reality you just make the Union, the Confederacy, and then you make the Confederacy the Union. Let's take a look at some of these units. Stuart, you look at 300. Jackson's brigade is actually pretty large. And then the Rockbridge artillery, which I believe Lee's son was in. A lot of them, this is their first fight. We're gonna see where they line up. Go now. I know where they're coming from, so let me go ahead and line up my units. Initial contact, let's see. 9 casualties. What a start. From this point, I can probably lay down and still shoot him. I always like to lay down because you do take less. Stuart's getting smackarooed. This might be a major victory. Let me go and send this guy, because there's no way they're going to be in a position. I've taken 6 casualties. The Zafar Beeblebrox is taking some casualties. That's a hell for Stuart, by the way. An initial engagement where you lose most of your troop, not most of them, but a third casualties. He's not gonna like that. I broke the enemy. Jax is gonna start really ramping up those casualties. What are my casualties looking at? 79 to 57. We're looking at 185 casualties, 8.6% of their troops. We're gonna have them lay down, because Jackson's gonna keep firing at them, so they will take less. Double time. I want them to run. Williams Brigade. Williams Brigade is taken and be very anti-Lincoln. I can. I mean, Lincoln was a good president, but Lincoln was not what everyone is like. He wasn't like the perfect president. They've lost 10% of their army. This is the first battle. I need them to get to this place fast. I don't think in this game you can be anti-Lincoln. It would be very funny though. If I could crush the artillery, imagine if I get Jackson, if I whip him. They will eventually be pushed back, but I need to do it. I need to get this artillery first. How are we doing in terms of losses? They keep shooting at this one guy who's laying down, so they're ultimately taking way more losses. I'm gonna charge. They're never gonna he's gonna get hurt bad, but come on. Oh, I know they're retreating. Alright, they're whipped. They're whipped. That's a horrible defeat, by the way. 483. I think Stewart finally withdraws. And Jackson takes only 300 losses. Okay. I lost 179 out of 5,026. Not great. They lost a sixth of their infantry, a third of their cavalry, and all of their guns. That is not a battle you want to fight. That's a horrible start. I could recover those casualties, snapping my fingers. I am going to do battle learner, see who fought well. The Battle of Winchester it's a minor victory. I only killed 500 of them. Oh, not even killed. The important part was taking the artillery, though. I'm glad the Rockbridge artillery is no longer in existence. That's what you get for being a Confederate fuckface. Keem. Some of them are just resting without a leg or an arm. I have good guns and they don't, so they get smackarooed. I think their mistake was sending Stewart into the line of fire immediately. He got cracked. Let's see, with the Army Shenandoah retreating in panic. So they have only 55 killed. But 106 of them are captured. And we stole some of the guns. Patton? That was a good first battle. We've taken Alexandria. We march with General Rhee. So now the casualties are doing their thing. We have a long way to go for this. We're getting close to administrative reform. I should produce some of those. Can't believe you just asked me to be General George Patton. The capture of these two is gonna be important. Eesh, that's a rough a number there, buddy. They have artillery as well, but I think I have cav, so. And they have twice the men that the other one had. Start of the war is just gonna be me seeing how far I can get into Virginia without consequences. I like the music. Music's a banger in this game. I hope it doesn't cut out my audio. Maybe Switch will see the volume and be like, I'm gonna kill you now. I mean, when the Union found the plans or the orders for the Battle of Gettysburg, I can only imagine the surprise of just having Lee's entire plans revealed. It must have been fucking crazy. Headquarters of Robert E. Lee. Once again, we are on somehow the defensive, even though I am chasing them down. Oh no! Robert! Oh no! He's so fucked. Who is that? Hampton? That's actually who my high school is named after. He's about to get... When I say he's about to get messed up... You're about to see an absolute obliteration of enemy forces. Because my artillery can shoot over... This is about to be really bad. This game is a lot of fun. Kixo. Now, since I will say, Kixo, since you're in the chat, you are allowed to name one unit. If you give me the name, a name of a unit, once I start building up more units, I'll have Harlem Hellfighters and such like that. You have anyone who chats will have the ability to give one unit a name at least, and then followers can give two. So think about what you want to see. I already have. They don't have to be serious. There's one I'm gonna make that is gonna be the York Peppermint Patties. It's gonna be one of my units. Because who else do you want guarding freedom but York Peppermint? But the York Peppermint Patties. So go and tell me what. Yeah, you can go and write it down. I have actually this army that I'm using was, you can name the whole army. The army of this one was named by one of the chatters, by Dark Sage, which was very, very kind. He named it the Robert E. Lee. I lost my mouse. I found my mouse. I'm not sure where they are going to. Put Griffith on the same hill that I put Hunt on. There is cavalry. This game has artillery, cavalry, essentially any type of army unit that you would use. All right, we're looking at a battle. It's 8,000 to double their forces, and I'm on the defense. This is going to be brutal. They have artillery, which is going to be jumped by my cavalry. First chance I get. I have 1 cavalry division in this army. You're looking at the just U.S. cavalry. There's currently 260. I'm assuming it sounds like Polish. So if you want to give me a translate, I mean, I'm gonna write that exactly, but if you give me a translation, I at least know what it means. I don't want to put anything. I don't think you're gonna say anything that's gonna be deemed offensive by any means, but I just want to know what it is. Okay, so the Polish brigade, the Polish cavalry, will get will have their own thing. Once this battle is over, I will name are we not getting any music right now? I guess the game doesn't want to do music right now. Let's see how many casualties we've inflicted. 0. Okay. Springfield muskets, they seem to be really good. Let's go and send him over here. This is one of my larger ones. Okay. Wow, that's so they're the city cavalry brigade, essentially. Well, not brigade, because brigades are Wade Hampton. I don't know if I already mentioned this. I think I did, but Wade Hampton, the Confederate general, was the name of my high school. So. Send some skirmishers out. We're gonna send skirmishers out for everybody. I want to essentially. I don't want to get in a shit match with them, but I want to. We're gonna get this cavalry even closer. I need to get ready to essentially eliminate. We're going and start moving some units over. I figured out where they're gonna be, obviously. And I do have artillery that is ready. That artillery, the second they set up the fire, they're fucked. I hate skirmishers, by the way. Very annoying thing to have to fight. Send a detachment up. I want to just shoot them. My artillery is better than theirs. Kind of in every way, shape, and form. We do some counter battery. Yeah, I don't know much about Polish, like, army. I'm not gonna pretend like I do, but it does make sense that they have they would be named after their, city. Because Poland has Poland was around for fucking ever, so. They finally have artillery firing on me. So allow me to destroy this artillery. Dismount the cav. I have such a heavy advantage that I'm not too okay. How much? Okay, I only have to kill 2. I think we're gonna have to go balls to the wall on this one. I need to get rid of this battery. They still have those guns. It'll start to flash red, and I can look at the casualties. I've taken a lot more casualties, but I also have such a superior like manpower advantage. Doesn't matter too much. We're gonna remount. I use cavalry usually to just hunt artillery. It's often my my cavalry's job. Once I start like winning, like now they're starting to take a lot more casualties because I'm really winning. So my I lose my skirmishers. As I hate skirmishers. When you use them, they're great. When your enemy uses them, it's really fucking annoying. U.S. Brigade is going to fall apart. This is turning into a pretty major victory. I want to cut the... As long as their casualties go over mine, which they are. And then we charge units that are retreating. And then they break, and it's really bad for them. If I can get a unit to surrender, it's very, very good. It's called whipping. And whipping a unit often leads to, I mean, they can't reform it. It's a significant amount of casualties. During the retreat, I will try to whip as many units as I can. But it does eventually get to the point where you can't really catch them. Let's look at the casualties. Wayne Hampton lost 712, or almost 20% of his army. I think the U.S. cavalry will be switched to the Polish cavalry, the Polish cavalry name. I think is what I'm going to go with. They obviously deserve some battle honors. Because they only lost 14, but they dealt a lot of casualties. And I will see... I'll look at their history now. I'll see how many casualties they inflicted. That was a really good mass destruction. I think it should be considered a major victory, but, you know... Eventually bigger armies get created, and it gets a little bit more complicated. This game can be a little expensive, but it is worth the money. I wouldn't necessarily get the DLC until you've gotten the game, start like the game. But as you see, 380 losses is not great, but smacking almost twice the amount of casualties. At first it was pretty even. At first I lost a good bit more. But once I had the units that converged on them, yeah, that's bad. I want to see if I shoot commanders. Which is a little fucked up. But what else are you gonna do? If they run out of generals, what are they gonna do? I'm gonna Robert E. See, I ended with the army retreating in panic. They took 45 killed and 215 captured. 22 minor killed and 39 are missing. Captured some rifles. We captured their soldiers, which is always a good one. Let's go into Robert E. We're changing it. We're changing it. We have the Polish cavalry. So we've definitely won a lot more battles. We sank enough of their ships for their tonnage is gone. We're still waiting on administration reform. They're still at 1,500, so before I make Missouri hell for everybody involved, these are the front lines. I need to get an army in Tennessee pretty quickly, but I do need to wait. Interesting enough, the Hampton Division isn't even, like, run by Wade Hampton. Go Fort Monroe. We got good supply. Speed up some time. withdrawing. South Carolina Navy is going. We're gonna go and capture this. Take Wheeling. Let's look at the part in the west. A week before they start showing up. Let's look at the projects now. Oh, we're so close. Machine guns? Can you imagine if I got machine guns? Oh no! That'd be fucked. We haven't taken Winchester yet. We're working on it though. Alright, we're capturing Wheeling. If I think Charleston, I think it ends for West Virginia. Still working on their army. I want to take the furnaces. Let's see, what is the Army of the Northwest? Army of the Northwest is expecting to get stronger. Once I take here, I'll have to smack them out of that. How's Wheeling doing? Wheeling's being taken. We're doing well. What if I just went and just took Richmond? Let's see, did I take Wheeling yet? No, we're very, very close to Winchester. Those manufacturers are gonna be great on my side. I don't know why this isn't... They're all behind the front line, but let me burn it all down then. Okay, you don't have to wait anymore. Hit them before they get their reinforcements. Okay, we're ready. Get them. Ooh. A lot going on. do some administration reform. We're getting close to medium range comrades. No, hold on. Sharps rifles. We're gonna go to Sharps rifles. Figured he would be, you fucking sack of shit. He's immediately jumping to Charleston, I think, once Wheeler's captured. Just because I want to hold this western bit, and then I'm going to go in to defend Kentucky. While he deals with West Virginia. I think I want to essentially take down Salem. I want to basically occupy Virginia by the end of like the 1860s. That building is gonna burn. It's gonna be destroyed soon. Okay. I know Hooker's low on supply. So we outnumber them 2-1. Let's play the battle. They have no guns because I've taken, in 2 separate battles, I've taken all their guns. I want to kind of push them into North Carolina. Establish a ring of armies that hold, I need like 5. That kind of just holds down Virginia. I want the manufactories and such before it gets too bad. Look at how bad that is. 5,000 versus I think 9,000. This is not gonna be great. If I could just crush them again and again and again and again and again before they build up too much, then I can. Especially if I hold Virginia, then they're never gonna have the industry to fucking face me. And I could slowly kind of go in and burn the right buildings and shoot the right civilians. I mean, no, that's what I meant. Really Sherman maxing down here in the Confederacy. Alright, deployment. Apparently they're... I'm attacking for the first time. So I will likely have... Let's see who's down here. I think this is just... This is actually most of their army right there. And then you have Jackson and Stewart. Stewart's looking at 228. Jackson's looking at 1481. So we're gonna bring New Jersey. Oh, that's only one guy. We're gonna bring them to the ford here then. And then we're gonna bring the 53,000 army here. And then the 2,000 army go here. Let me turn my notifications off. Jesus Christ. I don't think they're gonna move. They're gonna send out skirmishers. Yay. The battle's not gonna happen till the morning, I don't reckon. Let's see. Confederate victory, their morale is very high. I will not be able to be too hard on them. Essentially, I'm gonna put in bam, 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 shoot into him, and then Jersey's gonna be here, and then bam, 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 engage with Jersey, and then swing into the left. And that's just kind of how. I mean, that's just what you can do. It's May. That means the chances of me being able to do this whole battle are pretty low. I do put my larger army group to face them. Jackson put out some skirmishers. That's gonna be unfortunate for him because I'm gonna hit him from the side. And Stuart, I want to kill Stuart. I'm gonna fucking just grab a fucking 19 and bap him. We're looking at 1st Brigade coming in to face Ewell. It does look like my army is not going to do anything probably until the 2nd day of battle, which is fine. It gives me time to essentially set up. Okay, so the enemy did about what I expected them to. This actually makes my life a lot easier. What can I do with New Jersey? No one ever wants to do anything with New Jersey. They are hiding. That makes this an especially brutal situation, because I'm really going to send their army size into their buns. Is Stuart breaking? 228. No, he's not breaking. I had some people who just didn't want to keep marching, and that's why they do that. I don't think they're going to move out against me, so let me... A lot of militia. Looking at a lot of muskets, which is to be expected. I don't expect to really get my artillery into this fight, but I could try to get them here. 6 guns. It's not great. Don't think these battles are very, very quiet until you get. We got the Polish Brigade, who actually did really prove their worth in the last battle. What if I could shoot? I wish you could shoot a general. You just sit there and pop. We're gonna do a reprimand Private J Johnson or whatever for just sniping a fucking colonel. Can't blame the bastard. So the fighting's really not gonna start till like 9 or 10. Their general left. He just left the battlefield. One of the generals. A lot of the fighting's not going to happen yet. We're working on it though. I just have a very small division that's coming in from the west. Oh! Got some shooting. Not great weapons in this army. Kind of as always, when on the offensive, you really do have to deal with this crap first. Once they are engaged, they don't do the skirmisher bit. Oh, we've dealt 0 casualties. 7. 6. What? Did one guy magically recover? I'm gonna take a lot more casualties here, I think, just because I have to attack, and it's really annoying when you're in that position. $23. He'll be done soon. I've taken their supply points. I hate how high their morale is. Now that I've finally taken out that little bit, I can start to deal more casualties. I think skirmishers, I think it's a good idea because skirmishers were a real thing. The reason I don't like skirmishers is because it seems pretty uneven with how many losses they actually take versus how much they would have actually taken. And like in reality. Now we should be like actually. I mean, we're gonna get there. My army being winded is really not great. Overwhelming firepower, and we are getting closer to being even. It's not showing a lot of their actual casualties compared to what they really are, but we are also taking a lot of casualties. See how we're going? Okay, we've evened it up now. Having them basically encircled like this, it's never good for them. So we're just gonna be sitting here shooting into their sides the whole time. Stuart is taking no casualties. Just overwhelming firepower. Yeah, they beat us in casualties now. God, they have so much morale. I'm gonna basically have to destroy probably all of them to... These Springfield muskets are good. What are we looking at? 680, they're starting to outpace us in terms of their casualties, but in terms of... that doesn't necessarily mean we're doing great, it just means that they're outpacing us. Let's bring the Polish cav up. Prepare for them to... I think they're more likely to just outright withdraw. Hit Jackson. You will run away. Stuart still taking no casualties. I'm gonna kill that unit. Disintegrate. I think they need to have like what, less than 60? I'm gonna start shooting at Stuart, because fuck him, that's why. Oh, wow. They pushed me, one of my divisions broke. They're looking at probably almost about 25% at the moment. I might be able to get someone to capitulate. Any of them. If I get any of them, it's over. I've taken the most casualties I've taken the war. Let's see if I can whip them. Once again, they have pushed one of my units out. But we're here to whip. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Trying to cause as many. How many of them can I kill? I'm killing some. Chase them down. Okay, they'll run for the field. Stewart's cavalry still took a good bit. I was trying to whip them so bad. They still took double casualties, which for them, having half my army size is horrific. Wasn't as good of a battle as I was hoping. Just the initial, whenever I'm on the attack and I have to cross the entire field of battle, it really makes your army tired. And they do not like to stand and fight. If all my units stood and fight and then I was able to charge into their lines, I think I might have been able to whip the whole army. So it's unfortunate.